Let's go. I wake up.
Hola, mega love. Shout out everyone and please welcome your host, ICEE. Oh, diba? Ayan, I introduce myself and welcome back to ICEE. Mega love. Shout out to everyone. Magandang umaga, tanghali, gabi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Konbanwa, otsukare sama deshita to everyone. Where's my light, guys? Ayan, let me see my light. And admin is definitely not late today. Ayan, let's see if my light would turn on. There you go. Ayan, mega love. Shout out mga bida indeed. Okay, let me just see my mouth. I just drink all of my smoothie. Happy anniversary to ICEE indeed, guys. It's not really today. It's going to be 3 days from now where we actually got monetized on YouTube. And to start the night, I just wanted to just say this. Today is going to be a closed one, but it's going to be a whole week of just revisiting, congratulating myself, the community, and for people who has been with me ever since. You're going to see that on the uploads in this upcoming weeks leading to our 18th. August 18th is where we got monetized. And I just want to kind of relieve that. Is that how you say it? Like kind of be feeling nostalgic about it, tell the stories, revisit those moments, thank people along the way, give credits to people who need to be credited for that. I just want this to be a whole celebration, a whole gratitude feel, and I hope by expressing this to you guys, I hope it makes you feel the same way I'm feeling and find it in your heart. Ayan, if you have a heart. That's no problem, guys. If you have a heart to actually be thankful of the things you have in life, this moment, as of now, and just kind of like celebrate it with me kind of way. Is that all right, everyone? Ayan. So, to Kamal, diba? Hola, Kamal, how you doing? Are you making sure you're doing your stretches? Because it's going to be Monday. I'm gonna see that form again this coming Monday to the DTF crew. Ayun, mega mega love shout out to you guys because every Sunday or Monday, whichever part of the country you are, we're still going to do these. So BDTF with ICEE Fit. Nabubulol tayo ngayon. Ayan. Ang bunganga ko. Ayan. Anyways, guys. Oh, Graham, I do see you, Graham, ha? Don't worry. I'll get there. And thank you for the stickers. I know. I'm excited for this. Hindi lang halata. Masakit kasi ang ulo ng inyong lola. Ayan. I forgot about the anniversary. Is it because I am a guy, so I'm expected to forget about this. Yes, you're the normal, of the typical of the normal guy. If you like that, Graham, then that's you are. If you want to correct that stereotype of guys don't remember or forget about anniversary. But yeah, yes. So we are here on this universe to remind you guys to be thankful because 1 year is very fast for some people, but every year you have to be thankful because not everyone is like you. Not everyone is like us, that are still here, living moments, having chance and opportunity after opportunity to redo our life, to make our life worthwhile or not. It's all up to you guys, okay? August 18th, yes. Now you have to remember that. Because if it's August 18th in that whole week, depending on the day, that's where we're going to have this simple gatherings. Let's see who's going to come today, who remembers it, and who would be thankful with me, ayan, in this celebration. And happy anniversary, boss. Wish more anniversary to come. Oh, looking forward to that. And I hope, admin, you stick with us. You're still gonna be my admin. I know you also have your own life, to organize. May sarili kang buhay na gusto mong tahakin. Ayan, mga pangarap. O, diba? Tagalog, guys. Ayan, watch out for the upload for the translation of this Tagalog. But I just wanted to thank, yes, pang-famas ito, guys. Ayan. I'm gonna give you a show, guys. Pang-famas itech, admin. Ayan, and sana wag kang mapagod na maging admin pa rin ng ICEE Fit. Sana mabuhay ang iyong pagmamahal at ang iyong pasyon para maging admin ni ICEE Fit na yan. I know it's been 5 years. Ayan, no race for admin yan. It only has a race when it's a birthday celebration, and we get a lot of blessings in ICEE Fit. But for the most part, ayan, we are still trying to get our goal for ICEE Fit channel, and hopefully one day, with right timing, with a proper amount of work, probably we're gonna get there. And of course, you guys, if you're not liking this stream, or you're not liking what you see right now, that's your problem. But it doesn't defeat the fact that you have to follow that like or dislike button. Make sure you're subscribed so you can talk to me in the chat, because all I need is your 5 minutes attention. I know there's attention deficit problem in the world, so don't be one of them, and stick with me for another 5 minutes, and then you can raise your voice and you can actually talk to me in the chat. And hello, ICEE and everyone from Graham. Tony, I do see you. Aussie. Oi. Ayan, Felipe will probably be late today, guys. So, hey, come on. Ayan, from admin, and hola, admin from Shirley. And Tony says hola. And as well, hola to Tony from admin. O, diba? Ang gulo ng utak natin. But thank you, Graham. Thank you for everyone. I know I'm late today, but I didn't even thought that I could do it tonight because it was my lady day last Thursday. So 1, 2, 3. This is the third day, and I'm experiencing migraine. No excuses. The show must go on, and I want to spend the night. Ayan, the night with you guys. So if that's okay, please press 1. Reality check. Yes, we're gonna talk about reality check as I talk about stories about my journey on YouTube, on life. I want you guys to also find yourself in my story. Like have your own reality check, and it's up to you that you are watching or listening right now. If you want to share your thoughts, if you want to share your perspective, your storytelling, do that in the chat. But after this stream, I'll open up the panel. I'm gonna ask you guys, even for a short amount of time, to just kind of like have a reality check with me to continue that conversation later on. Ayan, I wanted to say or ask ayan in person, and how you guys doing after a year of being together. And let's see, syempre, you're always admin kahit ano man ang mangyari. Paluin talaga kita, admin ha. Kala mo ha, nasasaktan na ako minsan na lagi kang wala. Alam mo ba yung masakit na ang puso ko, bising-bisi ang lola, charot. Nang gaslighting. No, but basically guys, yes. So admin from day one, ever since I really started live streaming, knowing how important it is to have someone, at least in the chat, to be mindful. And I know how talkative I can be, especially if it's topic of mine or it's something that I'm really passionate about. I'm not really used or good at basically looking at the chat simultaneously talking. I'm not good at multitasking. So ever since I do fall in love with the live streaming, I know that I need someone that I could trust and I could bounce conversations about, what happened in the stream, and, maritasing with the characters in the stream. I know that would be admin. So ever since then, we started doing this. We have progress, we have ups and downs. It made admin a stronger person, as I know, and I would always say and proud that admin is also a product of ICEE Fit. Without ICEE Fit and the interactions and the help of you guys that watching ICEE Fit from day one, I don't think that it will be available for me and admin to actually make admin an independent woman in the Philippines, especially if you know how hard life is in the Philippines. Yes, so you guys are part of that journey for admin and I. And admin now is a very independent person. She has her own place, that she could actually call her home. She secure a job, a good paying job, everything. It's like the achievements of people that I've seen throughout ICEE Fit journey is by far the most motivation that I did had to continue live streaming, to continue doing what I do in my channel, despite of all the judgments, like the comparison of people between channels. Even if it doesn't, I don't care about these things. When you hear it from people that you get to be comfortable with, when you hear it with people that you thought are your friends online, in that kind of way, sometimes it's still kind of, it wouldn't hurt as bad, but it does really sometimes can get you, from time to time. So for all of those people, the YouTubers that are becoming bitter, I told you guys, bitterness is the new mental sickness. So if you're in ICEE Fit, ayan, I hope you're still sane. And to everyone from Felipe on Twitch and YouTube, hola. Is Lemmy already done? Because I know Lemmy is live streaming today. Your reality. My reality, your reality, everybody's reality. Don't think that the reality is just only for me. You can have your own way too, okay guys? Ayan. The world doesn't revolve around ICEE Fit. It could revolve around you too. Ayan guys, okay? So how you doing, Adam? It's been a while. Admin from Adam. And sorry, I see something I ate is really knocking me about. I leave the stream on in the... Oh my gulay. Did you again do the raw chicken? Ay, my gulay. Felipe, I'm gonna palo you. Make sure that you are doing okay over there, okay? Update me if everything is good. Sorry na, kahit nakakatulog ako, palagi nasa live pa din ako. Ay, wow, talaga lang mami, lagyan ko ng CCTV yan dyan. Happy weekend, sis and sis admin and everyone. And Maria Rosario, ayan, who's been live streaming, uploading, very consistent. So today is Saturday. I know you're going to go live as well. So please do visit Maria Rosario de la Peña. Ayan, there you go, Maria. And hey, Felipe, Maria to Felipe from Maria. And Adam says, you are free to believe what you want, but someone else's beliefs don't rewrite another person's reality. And that's the problem, isn't it? You know, a lot of people, and I'm not going to blame or shame anybody who choose the path they are choosing. You know, for me, when I say these things on camera, you know, and if ever any one of you guys think that I'm talking to you personally, if my words are hitting you hard, that's the time you should sit down to yourself, face the mirror, and then ask why. Do not ask me why. I don't know you guys, okay? Ask yourself the why. You know, things we hear, things we consume, social media, food, whatever it is, that's the choices we are making on our life, on our journey. Not because someone says it. You have to follow. That's why you have your own brain cells, guys. Do that. Use it. You know? So if I'm going to tell my story, it's because of the moment. Today, I want to celebrate like a birthday. Okay? This is the birthday of the channel you are all in. So we're gonna commemorate the channel. Okay, it's all about the journey of the channel. Now, if it's not your cup of tea, you're not part of the community, then and I don't know what to tell you guys, okay? Come back the other time. Musta na sis admin from Maria? And sorry. Oh my God, Tere Vive! Aloha! Sorry, ICEE to have, oh my gulay, everybody's have excuses. Just dropping a like, take care. And thank you. Ayan. It is not much to talk in Lemmy's live stream, but I really had fun talking and having like hangout, at least, you know, for a while. It's been hisashiburi to go there. So Teddy Bibe, Felipe, thank you for keeping me company on Lemmy's live stream. And thank you, Cs. Good night to you, Teddy Bibe. Teddy Bibe. Where's the SD? You don't want SD now? Someone is wanting to get your name SD. Stepdaddy. I told him you're the only SD for ICEE. Ayan, but good night. Ayan, Tere Bibe, and I hope you stay naked. O, diba? Hey, Tere Bibe, mega love shout out. Good to see you. And Sis Maria, mabuti naman ako. Ikaw po, kumusta? Kumusta nga ba si Maria? Ayan. I know Maria is having flood even in Macau. Like the last live stream she has, I've heard they're having flood. So everywhere, even Wishy I know had flood. Nagbaba dyan, admin, sa inyo. And, of course, because it's a cheat day, guys, it's supposed to be drinking. But if I'm gonna be smart, you don't mix alcohol when you have headache. So, unfortunately, again, I have to pass for the alcohol tonight. So, it's going to be 1 week of celebration. You know, to just keep it up to you guys. Ayan, sabisu. Ayan, in Japanese, sabisu means free because it's not been done correctly for satisfaction of all of you. We're gonna stretch this celebration for the whole week. You know, I'm gonna give you uploads. You know, I'm gonna try to finish the summer special for everyone. And hopefully we get to do the ICFEET, you know, on top of things that I'm doing. You know, and also a little bit of glimpse of like things that are happening ayan behind the scene. You know, the new business that I'm merging, DTF, together with my own brand in Japan as well. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of details of that, and I hope, even though it's just a glimpse, I hope you appreciate that. So yes, raining nonstop. That's why it's still flooded water. Oh my gulay. Alcohol doesn't mix well with reality. Yes, indeed. There are actually last night, I don't know if you watch Kitchen Nightmares, guys. So in Kitchen Nightmares, there's this episode of this guy, Boricelli, ayan, in Chicago. Shout out. The restaurant in Chicago is like a pizza place. The owner, if you think about it, the owner is good. I feel like he's a really good guy. They just wanted to do good. And most of his servers are all 18, from 17, 18, 19, like the new generation. He's trying to kind of like make this whole restaurant for the new generation kind of way. But I was like watching it, and we know that Gordon Ramsay has a brother who is being addicted to alcohol, stuff like that. In the episode, he would say things, and I was pondering, I wonder if, because he was interacting with the owner, he could smell it, and the look. When you spend your time with certain types of people, you're gonna build a certain patterns or certain signs that you can watch out for, and it will give you the vibe that you know that. But because we don't know other people for real, all you have is their demeanor, their body language, and that's where, if you really care about it, you would pry more, or you would ask more. You want to know if the pattern that you're seeing is correct with what they're really doing. So I think that's where it started, and found out the dude's problem. That's why he's all over the place. It's like he had the restaurant for years and years, but for whatever reason, there's no system. The kids are good. They're all good kids. Rather than having whatever thing other kids are doing these days, they're actually working, and they had this opportunity. I know I'm going deep on this episode, but they had this opportunity to be teachered and in the presence of Gordon Ramsay. I sound like a super fan, but there are certain people in our life that you will never get to interact. By just interacting with them, just being by in their presence, sometimes there's this feeling of you are in a good opportunity of a lifetime, and that's for you to actually pick if you want to pursue that, or you still want to do certain things that would lead you to not a happy life. So I hope, it's been 3 months. We had an update with the owner, and he seemed to be really doing good with his rehab. He really accepted the fact that he is addicted, and he is running away. There are certain factors of why we could be addicted to certain things, but do not confuse being addicted to just drugs. You can be addicted to almost anything. There are just bad and the good. I don't know, but for me, I am addicted with love. When I see love, I love it. I live in it. So, with that being said, is that a good thing or a bad thing? May baha pa din hanggang ngayon sa daanan, buti hindi naman umabot yung baha dito sa bahay. Ay, may gulay. Kapag umabot dyan, tatawagan mo ako agad ha, admin. And I'm easy to read since not needing a mask. You can say that, Adam, but you wouldn't really know that because not everyone can think like you. And that's why I'm saying, like, I can tell that I'm a good person reader. I can feel the vibe, blah, blah, blah. But I also know the reality that I only base these readings on my own experience, on what I've seen and what I've felt and what I've, interact. But to think that I know everything for billions of people in the world, and I exactly can box them into one or the other without asking what are the other person's feeling, what are the factors, what is it exactly? You're basically telling other people's feelings, like you're talking in their behalf. Is that a good thing? Is that something you want for you? Do you want other people to talk for you? You know? So we always forget, certain things, me included. We're not perfect, guys. We only know what we know. There's facts, there's myth. That's why there's science. But even science, there's people who doesn't want to believe in science. So it's really up to each and every one of us. But for me, I find my peace where as long as you're doing good, everything's consensual. You're not intentionally hurting anybody for your own fun and entertainment, and in my standards alone, in my reality, in my universe, if it's all good, you're good. But once you go into my standard that I think or deemed are bad, then why the fuck would I talk to you or interact with you or be with you or in your presence? I have the choice to negate myself in that situation if I don't want it. And that I hope you guys all have within yourself. Don't just follow to follow. If you want to follow good people according to your standards. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you that. It's up to you to explore, figure that out for yourself, because like me, you also have 24 hours. Like me, you also have one life. Like me, I hope you can see and hear and smell and taste and whatever it is that life has to offer. Okay? Hindi na masyado maulan dito, boss. Or dito rin. But actually in Chiba, there's a lot. Like around Chiba, where, Disneyland is, that part of Japan. There's floods. There's actually, the last time I checked, there's 8 people that died in the typhoon on Chiba. 4 of them is like by vehicle. It was sank or something. And hello, gorgeous! Hola to you, Blizzard. Ayan, I still have to, like catch up on all of the replays of your live stream, guys. And for everyone, for new content creators, for creators that are on the road for 4,000, if you already hit your 3,000, I hope you can find it in your heart to push on 4,000, because next year it's going to be really hard and tough. 4,000 is already a lot of watching hours. So make sure that you focus. And I hope, Blizzard, you can update us with your watching hours. And guys, if you have time, please play the playlist of people and small streamers that we are connected to that are still on the road of monetization. And admin, hey Blizzard from admin. Ayan, hola to you everyone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So reality check is just basically in this era, in this timeline, in the universe we are all in right now, is very subjective. So it's all about, your perspective. As long as it is true, you're not saying it just to say it. As long as it remains truthful to yourself, you can feel free to share it with us if you want, but protect your privacy at all costs. And Adam, Bliss, ayun. Oh, wow, ang dami naman yan. Oh, Blizzard, oh, wow. Excited, admin. Oh, diba? Ayan, nanginginig-nginig ka pa dyan. Peace nga, admin na. Ayan, so yes. So, with that being said, ano nga bang nilagay ko sa description nito, guys? Let me see the look. Hold on. What did I put in this one? Okay, let me just finish this, guys. Ay wow, ang pagmumukha ko, oh, ang haba ng nguso. Ayan. Okay, so let's start the evening. Let's start the evening by saying, my journey, your journey. I'm trying to do something, guys, because when I edit, like there's intro, something. Okay, so let me do this, okay? You're watching and tuning in ICEE Fit, guys, where you're included in what I call shooting. Ayan. We're doing footage. Ayan. But my journey, your journey, let's talk about it. I'm ICEE. ICEE Fit for everyone. A Japanese-Filipina based in Tokyo. Always been a city girl. Ayan. Anybody who hates city girl over there, don't hate me. And human beings, do fascinate me. Being mortal recently, I fell in love with you mortals and I want to know more about you guys. And I want to explore and get deep about life. The video is about making choices in life, online or offline, because whether we like it or not, we are living in worlds, multiple worlds, even your own world in your own head. Ayan, there's so many people in Dilulu Highlands right now. Very, very, ayan, the value of condominiums in there are getting high because so many wants to be Dilulu. Ayan. So the choices that I've made throughout the 5 years of streaming, producing evergreen videos that I call them, that up to this day I feel, and this is up to me and it's all up to you guys. If ever you stumbled on my old videos, it's up to you guys. But I think it's very still relevant to this day. Because from the very start, I want my videos to live through time. Not all of it, but at least for the most of my videos on here on this channel, I want it to be tested in time. And that's why I revisit, because that's how I see life is. It doesn't matter if you've learned it when you're first grade, when you've learned it in high school. There are things that we learned back in the day that we can actually apply at this time because the timing is right. And when it comes to life, there are certain timings that you have to pay attention if you want it to go correct. So you should check them all out. Brainstorm and still learn with me, because that's one thing that I can tell you 100% that I've never stopped learning. That's one thing that ever since I am brought to this earth, I feel like that's one thing that I do love is learning. Learning new things is something that keeps me going, keeps me seeing life in different view every time, and it's fascinating. So all of you are invited. You can talk to me. Ayan. Everyone has a story to tell, as you said, Adam, opinions to share. And you can join our community, not just my community, because we are getting bigger, not just this part, we have Positive Manosphere, with Blizzard Abroad, with Cisco International, AJ, My Views Your World. And now there's new one that you've seen last week, ayan, Performative Society. Positive content creators. I hope within my 5 years of being here has ever been more broader. I've heard certain vloggers or streamers as well are veering or like getting out of the drama, the toxic, and they started to share positivity, and I've always been in that niche. So more than ever, I'm excited to explore. So explore with me. Let's share awareness and build a community when we can learn and get better together. This is a life journey channel. Charot. O, diba guys? Ayan, nakatingin ba kayo guys ha? Pinanood nyo ba yon? Kaloka. Admin, kumusta naman? Di ka na naman nakikinig sa akin. I simply want people to be happy with the choices they make. And that is for them to answer. And this is one of the most I think I felt one of the achievements I did achieve within the 5 years. Like some of you guys, I do have trigger points as well, but within these 5 years, I learned how to make that trigger point in a good way. You see a lot of streamers who will be trolled and they would follow the troll, and the troll is manipulating the channel. Seen that, witness it multiple times. I've learned, I really learned that whatever I say, and that's why when we talk ICEE Fit, especially the deep ones that I know I can probably trigger some of you guys, I would always say, it doesn't matter how many or how skilled you are communicating. If the person is dumb, oh, diba, charot. But if the person is in the face of their life, in the face, see, I told you guys, I'm going to trigger you, in the face of their life, that they're not ready to hear it. No matter if you're the president of who True Lala is, if that person is not ready for your opinion, not ready, even though you 100% would back up that what you're saying and telling is correct. If the person you're trying to specifically target to share that knowledge or information isn't ready for that, no matter what you say, it won't work. Maybe 1 year, 2 years from now, some less credential than you are would say exactly the same thing you said, and they would listen to that. How many of us has been in that point of life where you get frustrated? Because it could be your family member. You've been saying this over and over again. You're telling this over and over again. For years and years, they never hear you. They never respect the information you give. Some constant random people tell them the exact same thing you said. They listen to it as if it's the gospel of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not in the point. And that's for them to explore. It doesn't matter how old you are even. We've known that if you're a person of any stream, of all ages, you know that knowledge, being wise, being mature, knowing life, street smart, whatever smart it is not based on age. And nakikinig ako, o diba? Ayan. O diba, ikaw ba, admin? Kumusta naman ikaw pag may nantitrigger na tao sa'yo? Ayan, yung mga tipong ayaw nilang makinig, tama naman yung sinasabi mo. Ayan, nasan ang level ng iyong kainisan o yung wapake, ayan, sa panahon ngayon. And Trolls Danny Kovac, hola, hola. Trolls rage baiting streamers is very common, especially common with inexperienced streamers. Yes. And I will never get tired of saying this. Before I even decided to be part of this platform, which always been like in the top of my list, because I like, growing up, I love camcorders. Like I'm usually more of like capturing videos and stuff. Like I love when I watch a movie. I love analyzing how do they do this. Oh, cinematography, Like you can say it's pretentious like that, but I look into things like that. I get distracted on a view, a flower. I love things, that are moving. But anyways, seriously, kidding aside, when YouTube becomes like this and I started become a viewer, I thought to myself I could do it. I love talking. Sometimes I would talk in the video ever before even these things happen, like the vlogs and stuff. But I know within myself that I'm not ready because I'm not a person people. I'm at the phase of my life where I see people chaotic. I'm not ready. And I get that if you're in a public presence, you cannot be super peaky, you know. You have to do your job, just like in Japan. You don't want to be a counter and then do not smile and try to tell you don't want to interact with the customer. Then why are you in the counter if you don't want to, And we see that a lot in people now. They want this, but they don't want to do the work. Oh, I want to be the manager of this. Okay, what's your qualification? Oh, I'm a high school dropout, but I know I can do that. Where's the standards? It's getting lower and lower and lower, and we are cutting ourselves short. I could say that I don't, but I'm pretty sure I'm just like the rest of you guys. Different faces, different age, different backgrounds, but all in all, life is happening. Hi! Ayan. Nakakatakot naman yung hi ko, o, diba? Hi! Ayan, o, Scott, o, diba? Where's Wishy, o, diba? Hey, Danny Kovac from admin. Toss trolls back under their bridge. If they have a bridge, diba? Maybe that's why they go roam around the online world, because there's no bridge to be under. Sometimes it also depends how you say to them. People something react more to tone of voice than what is said. Yes, and I have a problem with that. And recently, Danny, diba? I call you Danny. Danny, but I like the Kovac. Danny Kovac. Recently, I actually, accept that I could be condescending tone sometimes, but that's not my intention. And I understand where it's coming from, and without being called out by that, I wouldn't get to actually be aware of why does this happen. And I exactly know the why. Why is my tone condescending? I'm not even trying to hurt anybody. It's just my tone is like that because that's where the culture I come from. I literally translate things. Like in Japan, when you talk to Japanese, okay, let's just have a little bit of like a nitty-gritty details of Japanese culture, okay? In Japan, okay, hold on guys, let me do this. It's not every day that I can do segments like this, so let me see if I could put it like this. Hold on, guys. Okay. Oh, diba? Ayan, travel tips, Japan. Ultimate Japan travel guide. From yours truly, ICEE Fit, diba? So in Japan, the way we communicate with each other sometimes is that when you tell us something, we will repeat it to you. And then after that, it's always like, machigai nai desho ka? Yoroshii desho ka? Meaning, is this correct? Did I understand that correct? We're very much in context. Like, we want to make sure that we understand what you said to the point we're gonna repeat it to you. And remember, guys, I'm Japanese and I do have that. So sometimes when I feel like I'm not expressing myself correctly, or I feel I'm not confident that I'm understanding where you're coming from correctly, I would say it again in my own way to the point that it sounds condescending, and depending on who I'm talking to, depending on what status of or phases of their life is, what trigger points do they have, of course it will have issues. But that's where always communication will win the day. And being mature about it, knowing where you stand, trying to express it the way you exactly mean it. And the reason I advocate loving language, the reason I advocate expressing and practicing expressing yourself rather than, well, I think they know. Oh yeah, assuming, asumera sa Tagalog. Magtanong, kapag nagtanong ka, makuha mo yung sagot. E di alam mo yung sagot, ngayon kung hindi ka maniwala sa sagot, ay problema mo yan. O, diba? Ba't ka pa nagtanong kung hindi ka naman maniniwala sa sagot? Ganon. Diba? Ayun. Wapakin na ako ngayon sa mga ganong tao. O, diba? Good. Because I was worried about you, admin. I just felt like you might have stress. And I know I've been really busy recently that I didn't get to catch up with you. So, guys, if you are ICEE Fit community, if I don't reply on your messages, do not feel bad. Admin, we don't even talk like for months now, So it's not because we're fighting, it's not that. It's just life is happening for both of us. And my small brother would always make my parents believe him by trying to get emotional response from them over what I tell them in calm, logic way. And what happens with this story? Ayan, and Danny is fine too. O, diba? Do you like what I call you? And repeating what was said is what good therapist as well. It makes other person feel heard and validated. Ooh, is that why they call me therapist? And I thought that was only happening in the West. Which one? Oh, is this a new picture, Kamal? Or is it mine? Oh, I can't see. It's just stars. It is mine. Oh, see? It's like, it almost looks like your avatar, Kamal. See? Can you see what I see? Ayan, Blizzard from Kamal. And then, use the trash can. Ah, diba? If only they can fit in there, Adam, right? If only it's okay. And to dog bugging Gitrist. Hola, to you. How you doing, dog? I see you live streaming, uploading. How you doing? How about the watching hours, dog? Everything good with you? Ayun. And good morning indeed to Canada. Good morning. How about you, Danny? Is it good over there as well, the weather? Hey, dog, from admin. And hello, admin. Musta ka? Eto, masakit ulo. Kamal from Blizzard, and excellent. Ooh, excellent. O, diba? So you're feeling good, dog? Okay. So yeah, that is what it is. So within these 5 years of streaming, it's so weird to say that I feel I've learned so much, But it is true. It is really true. Like the most out of comfort zone I've ever put my place in happened within the 5 years. Like I get to explore. And I think it's because I open myself with different perspective, with different people. You get to see the world in different eyes, with different set of eyes. And it doesn't have to happen to me to see what they see. I just really be present when they say these things. That's what I kind of like really acquire. If that's a skill, then maybe I acquire the skill without knowing. There are always, growing up in the Philippines, I've seen adults, going through life where they constantly choose the things that are famously known that if you choose that path, you're going in the wrong path. You are not going to have a good life. Ang bunganga ko na ang tag dun, yung gumaganon, nagbabalabaluktot. Ayan. And that's a new one. What is a new one? O, diba? Blizzard from dog. So, yes. What was my I forgot, guys. Okay? So, within that 5 years, I also noticed on YouTube, it's the same thing. So, when people say online is online, don't believe blah, blah, blah. Of course, don't believe everything you see online. Who does that? So it really took time for me. Like, I really felt that I was so, like, I approached it so maturely because I've seen so many individuals online that their life goes spiral, because it's either they don't understand, they can't handle the attention, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Certain things that you're actually welcoming to be part of your life, just acknowledging that you are a YouTuber, you are a content creator, you are a streamer. A lot of people doesn't really understand that you are welcoming things that you wouldn't normally welcome in your life. And you cannot say, no, I don't want that. No, you decided to be part of this, which is public. It's the same thing when people, streamers, talk about their whole life online and then get angry with people that watched it. When they have something to say, when they react on it, when they comment about it. That's how far and that's how low people's mentality can be. And I don't want to be part of that. So before coming into YouTube, I have to make sure that I'm okay here. Because I know I'm gonna get to interact with people that I would not normally interact because it's out of my control. Now I have to be fit for it. And that's what I do fit. Heart is to be fit in this situation. And hopefully people that see it, people who can acknowledge it, people who can apply it, can have that sense of like, oh, I can do this. I can also do this for me. It might not be exactly the same way I did it, but you'll have your own way of doing it because you're gonna find you. And that's what YouTube is doing now. You are streaming for 5 years. You have quite a bit of streaming experience. I wouldn't say so, because I've never really put myself in the situation where in the same level of the experience I have been. I know I lack certain things. That's why I'm not there yet. But I'm happy where I'm at. It doesn't mean I don't want to dream for more, because I know more resources means more things that I can do. Because I live on that. You do more because people are waiting for it. You watching my uploaded videos, you donating to the channel, you tipping on the channel, you helping me out on certain things like cheat day. Before I have to save my own so that I could have cheat day, that I could almost like props for the show. But lately I do get help. The tips, super chats I do, that became that. That's help. Everything is help. So yes, YouTube can be a good thing. And that's up to each and every single one of you. So what kind of experience you want to have. And don't ever get swallowed by the system, especially if it's something that you're going to be stressed about, you're not going to be happy about, and you're not enjoying life. Remember, you only have one life, people. So make sure that it counts. O, diba? Ayan. So, because I'm having a little bit of like, hold on guys, BRB.
Filipina soul, she's so fly, got a full control. Warate, oh my gulay, whole vibe sweet like a parfait. Fitness queen with a mind so real, speaks the truth but she keeps it chill. Kakoi style with a cute little twist, when she shows up nobody can resist. I see, baby, yeah she cool, she crazy. I see, baby, hikaru like a star. Flow so smooth but the jokes hit tight. Queen of the scene every day, every night. Hikari no naka de shiru dake tomaranai. Yume no tame hashiri tsuzuke owaranai. I see in the spotlight, levels on max. Cool.
Yes, we are back. Ayan. Oh my gulay. So, uminom ako gamot. Sakit talaga ng ulo ko. And guys, how are you? Did you eat already? Ayun. And finished eating something. Ano ba daw yun? Hold on, guys. What is this? Hold on. Ayan. Guys, how are you? Did you eat already and just finished eating dinner? Oh, what is the dinner for today, Adam? Ayun. But guys, if my energy is a little bit lower for today, I really do apologize for that. I'm really having a hard time, but the show must go on. Okay? So we're gonna talk about certain things that I want to talk about today, especially the changes on YouTube. So it's not all the time I talk about the YouTube journey, anything about YouTube in particular, because when I was starting in this platform, I've met certain individuals that, play around the system. And I do get the mentality of there's opportunity in there because there are like-minded people who share the same goal as I do. So you get to interact, you get to coexist with people, but at the same time, when YouTube started, I remember people are becoming so creative. Like they wanted so much to be unique in a way that it would be very, very entertaining for viewers. Finding your own self, finding your own brand, as YouTubers would say it, is something that they are honing in. And if you think about it in life, it's the same way. You wanted to feel unique. You wanted to feel special. You wanted to feel set aside all. Real talk, no bullshit. Stop shaming yourself. You wanted to be the star of your own show. That's within all of us. Some could go all over narcissistic, and some can be just humble about it. Aaron B! Ayan. Hola. Aaron B, where are you at? Huh? You're not massaging my head today. I mean, what is your dinner? Or Adam, what's your dinner? So why are you cheating on us, ICEE? I'm cheating because we're not going to eat today dinner. Because I have a headache, Aaron, and you're not massaging my head. And that is why I'm going to find someone who's going to massage my head. How about that? Hey, Aaron B. Mega love shout out. Good to see you. And admin. Hi, ICEE. Hi, Daniel. Oh, diba? My hair is go. Ayan. You like that? Okay, that's for you. Grilled ham and cheddar cheese sandwich with homemade ooh la la vegetable soup. Yum, yum. Very, very comfort food, Adam. That's nice. Who cooked it? You or wifey? And hey, Daniel from admin. And Aaron says, but I'm not in Japan to massage your kawaii head. Thank God you're not in Japan. I'm joking, Aaron, ha? Ayan. In my experience, if person is not ready to receive my opinion, they usually will never be audible. Yeah, sometimes there is. But I think, the fun I do have with any Kovac is to actually change people's perspective. Not in the, like a manipulating way, but in life, you will interact people that will box you, stereotypically judge you just on how you look, the color of your skin, the way you carry yourself. Is like there are people like that, and I've been one of, I would say, victim of these people. And I'm not trying to play victim. I don't give a shit. Okay? Because for me, if you are as of age, okay, let's just give a leeway. Okay, let's see. 25 is where you're supposed to, your prefrontal cortex is already there. It's all scientifically based. Okay, do not disagree with me. Disagree with science, not with me. So I'm gonna give a benefit of the doubt. Let's raise it to 30. Okay, if you're 30 and you're still going to box me just based on how I look and how I talk and how I carry myself, based on whatever country you come from or based on what kind of background you grew up with, without even knowing me and interacting with me, I don't have a time for you either. Because for me, you are dumb. Just plain and simple, harsh as it is. Because if you're 30 and you cannot stay away from the stereotype that other people are echo chambering in, and you cannot form a perfect judgment for people, individual, then there's something wrong with you for me. It doesn't mean you have to think like that, guys. That's just how I roll. It doesn't mean I will be mean. It doesn't mean I would not be nice to them. If they talk to me, I'll talk to them. But it doesn't mean I will respect that person, because they don't even respect their own self to learn something in life. Life is very valuable to me. If it isn't for you, then I think we're not going to be compatible. Even as friends. I'm saying? We can probably talk, but at the end of the day, if I know a person, I want to find my persons, my tribe. It doesn't matter where you come from. All I need is your cooperation, the passion to learn, the passion to love, the passion to spread good rather than bad. But knowing exactly that we ourselves can be bad too. So always checking each other, calling each other. Do not be too sensitive to the point you're gonna hold a grudge to someone who's just telling the truth. And I cooked the soup. Oh la la. So cook the soup and then wifey do the others. Ooh, that's so cute. I like that. That's a good thing. So those are the things that within those 5 years of streaming, talking to people, there are so many things that I've learned outside of my comfort zone. And I do wanted to thank all of you guys, especially the ones that are here in ICEE Fit from the start till now. You know, I cannot really one by one, because if I one by one and I missed one, oh my gulay. So watch out for that on my upload, because I'm going to shout out some of you guys, the most important people that I've known that really made this journey a wonderful one. And I'm still looking forward. This is not just the, you know, the end or the beginning. It's just a continuously. That's why I just wanted to be like this, close. Not like a grand live stream or anything of that sort. I just really want to spend this time with people that want to spend it with me. Ayun. Anyways, guys, ayan. Last time, I always talked about certain segments that I do feature in ICEE Fit. Okay, and there are certain comments on our videos that I do want to read with you guys just because. Is that all right, everybody? Ayan, are you good? Okay, what am I doing again? Hold on. Let me figure things out. Browse. Okay. I think I've watched that. I am always kind unless given a reason to change my mind. So is anybody made a reason to change your mind, and what happened to that person, Adam? Oh my god. What happened to the person that changed your mind? Eto. Is he or she still kicking? That's so mean. That's so mean. Is that a mean thing to say, Adam? Or it's all good? So last week, we talked about the core dimensions of positive mental health. I really do want to go deep with this one. I think it's very, very relevant for everyone to understand and probably try to apply it in their own life. But with that, there is comments on that video. And as you know me, guys, I want to shine upon those comments in the videos and read it to you. Depends on the circumstances. Ooh, so you don't want to share it with us? Ayan. And a woman saying, just because. I'm in shock. Ay, pita. Yes, right? Ayan. I'm just filling up the gaps. Okay? Ayan. So, let's see. So, with the core dimensions of happiness, if I could just share it with you. Guys, where's my Chrome? Okay, hold. There it is. Tomate kudasai. Hi. Ayan. Let me take you out of there. Pizza for one. Ayun. You're gonna see my all my recommendations are all MURDER documentaries. So hold on, guys. Let me just do this real quick. Okay. Oh, see, I have likes. 24 likes on that one, guys. So thank you for the 24 people who liked last stream. And let me share you this one. Okay. So this is from Performative Society. Comments. My happiness is somewhere in Asia. I'm definitely putting in the work to get to it. Ayan. So do you think your happiness is where you are at right now, guys? Or do you think your happiness is in other countries? This is from my angel, our rose-colored glasses, Logan. This change isn't so great for smaller channels. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. We will talk about certain YouTube information today because it's a YouTube journey. But the good thing is that these new monetization requirements do not take effect until February 1, 2027, which is next year, which gives people time under the current 1,000 subscribers to 4,000 watching hour requirements. And anyone who is monetized under the current requirements prior to the change next year will be grandfathered, meaning they will not be forced to follow the new requirements. Also, I heard that the lower tier of 500 subscribers to 3,000 watching hours is supposed to remain the same. So this is good too. Maybe they just don't value as smaller creators, but that's okay. We need to value ourselves, trust that our content has meaning, do what we can sustain to ourselves, and not let anyone discourage us from reaching for our stars. We have our audience members, we have our community, and we have each other. We will prevail regardless. You know when you know. Yes, thank you for that comment as well, Rose. And I want to shine light upon on that because like the rest of you guys, and for people who understand, and for the viewers that are watching this, for us who wants to be or putting out videos or stream that you're watching right now, when you get certain subscribers and watching hours, we can actually earn money from it. Okay, so for some people, that's just a little glimpse of what that means. So for next year, it's going to be more than that. Basically doubled. You can have 1,000 subscribers still, but the watching hours are gonna be doubled, which is from 4,000, it will jump to 8,000 watching hours. And depending how big of traction you get from your videos, then it just really depends on how long it will take you there. It's not easy. That is why I do celebrate every year, because I completely and realistically understand that I'm one of the lucky ones who never really stressed out on my watching hours, on how I got monetized. It was pretty easy for me. Not trying to brag about it, but that's how I understand the gravity of how lucky I am. There's billions and billions probably of channels out there, and not a lot of them are monetized. And even though you are monetized, are you even earning every month? Or are you one of those people that e-beg, as they call it? Trying to make it, So, there's so many factors, but the opinion stands for me. There are people who would complain that it is a business. YouTube is a business, They can tell whatever the rules and regulations they want. And if you want to work for them, which is if you want to monetize your videos and streams like this, unfortunately, you have to follow the rules and regulations. If you don't want that, then do make your own platform. So you can make your own rules and regulations. We're actually really good because we can have our own channel and we can build our own rules and regulations together, applying on the rules, the main regulation. If you're really against that, this is the part where I don't understand, and this is the part where reality checks should happen. What is the part that you don't understand in that? And why people insist that they want to do what they want to do, and when YouTube follow them, they would, I didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pita! Worst circumstance was being stabbed. Yes, that's why I was laughing. Kind of like, like humoring it, but I know. You don't have to say it, Adam. Yes. And stroke was worse, but no one's fault. Yes, ayan. That's why you have to be healthy, Just always take care of your health. And Aaron says, my happiness has always been in Asia because I've only dated Asian women. Unlike most people that follow trends as known as passport bros. Ooh, you're throwing shade there. Define passport pros. So, hello, Miss Admin from Pizza and Aaron. I am married in Thailand. Oh, diba? Oh, see, Adam is also married in Thailand. So yeah, and this is what I'm saying. I see the good with labels. I see the good with tags. Passport bros, red pill, whatever. You're part of a group. I understand you mortals. You mortals, Ayan, wanted to be the sense of belonging is so ingrained in you mortals. Sorry, guys. I have to enjoy it. Okay, guys. I have to entertain myself so I can forget my headache. With you mortals, like you have to have this sense, like depending on who you ask, there are people, and I'm not judging or shaming, but the amount of the sense of belonging that they wanting is so bad that they need to be part of alpha. You know where I'm getting, right? Yeah. So what's wrong with just being you? Rather than following what is trending, just follow you. What do you like? What are the things that you want that you can work on? Not want and be entitled about it. That's completely different thing. You know what I'm saying? I said my context, okay? But yes, those little things. Ba ba ba. Those little things. And then we can also have, like, I do get also like interactions on YouTube as well that it's not going to be completely your cup of tea. And we find people that sometimes it's still a huge question mark in my head. Although I know the answer, but because I'm not them, it's like telling them the reason. I'm not them. I am not in their head. This is just an analyzation. So I cannot really say 100% that I think is correct. But the huge question mark for me is when people go to certain channels on YouTube and it's not their cup of tea and complain. It's like, I don't get it. It's like, if it's boring to you, if it's something that is not for you, why do you stay? I get it, we have this camaraderie going on, but there's always kind of ways to do things in life. Nobody says there's one way. This is it. And for me, that's a red flag. When I'm listening to someone, when I'm trying to learn something from someone, and they would start with, this is the only way. There's no other way than my way. Oh my gulay. Zoning out. It's like I don't really hear anything. And I really hope I don't, have that kind. And if I do, please ask questions. Please express yourself, because this is not a one-way street. Not because I'm the one talking in this, it doesn't mean you cannot raise your chat. I get it, Pita. Sometimes it's really hard to type, but unfortunately, ICEE Fit has segments. When it is open panel, there's the people come up, and when it's not, because I want to talk. This is my time to talk. And I do appreciate. That's why I really, really am grateful when you guys come here, despite of you are not really that type of person. And that's why I like you, Pita. Because I know you don't like this constant typing. You'd rather like talk, but you still say hi. And I know some part of it is because I do support Maria Rosario. And I see goodness in there. It means you are aware of who's good for your friend. And that's a good thing for me. It's not for everyone, but I do see that. It might not be completely true, but that's how I see it. That's my reality. Diba? Diba? And hi, exactly. I don't follow trends. I only follow myself and what I want, which makes people want to copy and follow me. Diba? It's much better, but I hope you take it seriously, especially if people are starting to follow you. Because if you let them follow you, that means you have the responsibility to make sure that you're going to be accountable for the things you will be doing. Diba? I found my happiness by walking a path outside the world expectations. Diba? And I would say you're one of the lucky ones, Adam. You probably go through it. You have your humps and downs, but you still do it because you believe that you'll find something in there. Not everyone can have that same strong will, that same determination, because it's usually really hard to change, especially if you've had your ways. Not all, most, some, let's just say some of the elders or old people that you will encounter with life would say that I'm too old to change shit. And it's all good as long as they're happy, as long as they're mature, wise, and all of that. You can learn from them. They're not doing anything bad in their old age, etc., etc. But then lately, I notice old people who doesn't want to change their ways and have the audacity, or at least have that sense of feeling that they have to say things. And yet they don't get their shit together. That is a huge question mark for me too. It's like, I get it. Everyone has their own opinion, has their own thoughts, and whatever, throw free speech in there, even though you probably don't understand what it really meant. But let's just say that, Okay, fine. But then how much of these things you're saying you're actually applying for yourself? How much of it are you actually successful at? You can say you're a failure, but do you say and do you even document the way you document your success? Hypocrisy in the highest order is also an illness. I save all my weeks talking for once a week. See, that's me too, Pita. So don't feel bad sometimes when it's just me here. Because out of my work days, this is where I can talk to you guys. And I just want you guys to just talk to me in the chat. It's not like I don't read it. I read it even if it comes to like late at night for the YouTube show. And I'm pretty sure Maria Rosario is very, very grateful for that, She speaks highly of you. Diba? What if Maria go there, Pita? Hello, everyone. Hi, ICEE. Hi, KG. How you doing, KG? Are you ready for another YouTube show? Ayun. And many paths can lead to the same destination. Choose the right one for ya. And AJ! Ayan. My views, your world says on Twitch. People continue to watch channels that they don't like because they enjoy being disgruntled and having something to complain about. See? That's usually my go-to, which means the old and famous telltale signs of people who go to certain channels to complain like that are miserable. But I want to be nice. I want to see beauty, So it's like, well, I don't know about that. Maybe they're not miserable. I'm sorry, I'm enjoying myself so much in my own head. Gathering the YouTube persona is draining. Oh my God, no. That's why I don't really have time to talk about that kind of things. besides pizza, so because there's so much things that I want to talk about rather than just YouTube persona. There's just people. There's more interesting people in the world that I want to talk about. Like there's one, that Friedrich Nietzsche. I'm pretty sure you know him. But I couldn't talk about it because it would touch certain things that I don't allow in my channel. And I have standards. I want to be proud and be okay to myself that my standards is built like this. So even me, I shouldn't cross that line if I put that in the rules. That's accountability, don't you think? And hey, ICEE Fit, been here in the background. Oh my God, thank you. So AJ, we can test your setup if you want later, if you're up for it, because I know it's Saturday over there. But if you were here, I think I set it up on 11:15. So like 30 minutes from now, I'll start to set up the open panel. So let's talk real talk, Ayan. I don't want people to rile up each other, okay, guys? I have a headache, so I don't have tolerance, okay? I don't change what isn't broken. Oh, diba? I might have to palo you just like that without warning. Okay, guys. Eto. What else? But AJ, yes. Today, let's try it. Let's set it up. If you're up for it, I'm up for it. And I could cry about my health. However, complaining not resolved nothing for me. I just make the best of each day. Yes. One thing that the core dimensions that I talked about yesterday was, let's see if I could bring it up. Where was it? Hold on, guys. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I could bring it up. Okay. So there's this like 19, right? It says science. I don't know if you were here yesterday or like Thursday, but we talk about scientists finding, new studies about it. But there's these 6 dimensions, total 19 core dimensions of having a positive health or mental health. So one of the things that it was said in there is, where is that? They talk about things that you cannot control. Like one of the many things in life that I get to almost, I wouldn't say master, but I almost feel like I comprehend and I could apply it in daily life is, but I still am not good at it. I'm still doing the process, is when things is bad and it's not in your control, and you have to be realistic about this, because there are so many people, even though you understand, like rain, you cannot control rain, but there are people out there that would say, no, I can control rain if I want to. You know what I'm saying? In that kind of extreme, okay? We're not talking about that. But when there are things that you cannot control and it gives you stress, it gives you problem, but you cannot do anything about it no matter how hard you try, you have to know when to stop worrying about it. Think about it the other time when you're ready to actually brainstorm on how to fix it. But for now, do the things that you can control, like how you're gonna react, how you're gonna snap out of it, how you're gonna function without constantly thinking and thinking and thinking when you can't think of anything because there's no fix. You cannot control it. Once you understand the deeper meaning of that, life is going to be so easy. It doesn't mean you're running away. It's just you understand that there are things that needed to be later because you cannot fix it right now. There are other pressing things to do for the moment. So you're gonna pick the priority first and then so on and so forth. But life is not easy like that because you have so many factors that we will add up as we age. You know, if you're alone, that's easy. That's why I wouldn't blame people who choose to be alone for themselves because it's the easiest path. All you have to do is basically control the loneliness you have inside. And if you don't have that feeling, then voila, you're set to life. Friedrich, Friedrich, or is it Friedrich? Friedrich, naging French fries na. Friedrich Nietzsche, but I know it's Nietzsche, would drive most people into depression if they have no interest. Oh my God. It's so interesting to the point I really have to shut shut it because it's like I have to touch at certain aspects, you know. So yeah, those are the things. Maybe one day we can talk about it, Maria. It's impossible to control everything, but can fix what you can, yes. But the problem is when or what are the things that you want to fix? Because when we are stressed, it's so easy to just stray away from what's in front of us sometimes. When we have problems, we want it to go away. We want to feel good. And that's why pausing. And that's why I advocate that. Every year, I don't care. Every month, do it every week. I don't care. Revisit. In ICEE, we do that every year. We have the end and like beginning of the year where we revisit achievements, small or big, of what we do. Things that I want you to think about and be thankful about you. Mind, body, and soul. Ooh la la. Oh, diba? Yes. And when I say these things, when Adam say these things, it doesn't have to be one specific because remember, guys, you are living in the era of everything is subjective. It's pronounced Nietzsche. Oh, really? Nietzsche, not Nitzka. Why do they say it's Nitzka? Those people, the how do you call that? Psychologists, the people that studied those things. Nietzsche. Okay, Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche. Why is there Z there? I like the Nitzka because it's like, you know. But I believe you because I think it's okay. I forgot. What is Friedrich? German, right? Pretty sure it's German. Yeah, a German philosopher. Yeah, philosopher, ayan, and writer, and also a classical philologist or philologist, and turned to philosophy. Oh my God, his life is just interesting, As I've said, guys, human beings fascinate me. So, that's one. But in 19 chord dimensions, it talks about certain things that I do want to really go deep with. And I hope I could talk a little bit about it in the another show because it's all about reality talk. And top 6 dimensions, and this means that it is, oh my gulay. Are you here yesterday or like last Thursday, pizza? Ayan. So, to just give you a little bit of it as well again. So these are the top 6 dimensions, which means in this study, they found that these 6 have the highest, it's like greater than 90% agreement they had. And it's like a diverse, the studies. So you can check out the link if you want. Amegulay matsigata. Chotomate, guys. Hold on. Where is it? Why is it not working? Okay. So the top 6 dimensions, because we're talking about reality talk, guys, greater than 90% meaning and purpose. So this is basically having clear goals, a sense of direction, a larger aim in life, or the feeling that what we do is worthwhile, rewarding, and valuable. And when I was reading this, I actually basically say, like, this is the same as the philosophy in Japan, which is the ikigai, the purpose and meaning of life, your purpose in life. So in Japan, we have that. How do you call that? Philosophy? The ikigai. I think I did it. Some people can explain things better than me, guys. So, if you don't have that, like I've heard this many times, especially, I have friends that are older than me, so their kids grow up, and a lot of them feel that they don't know what are they gonna do next. They're looking for something, like they feel, what's the word they're looking for, like alone, like they feel alone. And I was like thinking, it's like, you have a husband. You're not alone. It's time to like explore the two of you. It's time to like just go. But it's a constant, like you hear this a lot. They feel lost because the things that they do, that retirement, I've seen that online lately. The constant, they don't know what they're doing. I don't know what to do. In Japan, I've seen that. Having clients that are super old, it's like they built a routine after another routine when they retire. You would think that a person who would retire would do a bunch of things that they wanting to do that they couldn't because they're working, life is happening, family, etc., etc. But then they'll just do exactly the same thing. Football players. It started, guys. I just watched her highlight who looked good so bad. Anyways, it's like they feel they have no sense. And it's like you have family that you don't see a lot because you're a football player. Spend time with them. But it's so easy for us to stray on things because we're so used on the things we are doing every day. But if you can understand that every phase, as long as you are living, it would be a constant change. It would be a constant rediscovering yourself. Do not cut yourselves short. There are a lot of things to explore. All you have to do is seek for it. Life satisfaction is next. The degree to which a person positively evaluates the overall quality of their life as a whole. And this is as a whole. So we are talking about 6. And while I'm talking about this, count your gains, okay? If you have meaning and purpose, count 1. Number 2, if you have life satisfaction as a whole, not just one thing, not just in work, okay? In ICEE, there are factors, okay? Career, okay? Family, friends, community, self-love. So all of those factors, are you satisfied? Ayan. Eto. Hey, KG from admin. And extreme nihilist. Doom and gloom. But yes, his works are interesting. Yes. And sometimes this is the part that I do not know if some of you guys think the same way or it's a normal thing for everyone. I just don't really express this as much as I could, but there are certain people that they would hold on to certain belief because it speaks to them. And they would start to be on that rabbit hole without learning other stuff that is contradicting to the one that you are interested with. I learned to love going on both worlds. I love seeing the other side and I love seeing the other side because I feel I can have the clarity when I can see from both ends. And it's not always easy to get answers because depending on where you get your information, there's so many factors that would come to play for my own judgment or analysis on the subject. So when it comes to like Friedrich Nietzsche, you see the things is very relevant. It's so relevant these days that you can pick and point that there are truth in it. But then because some people would say that it's all about doom and gloom and it's extreme nihilism, no one would pay attention to it. But he's still a philosopher. He did his job to make sure that he had something to say, that he's qualified to say these things. He made his own studies and stuff. He made the work. Unfortunately, it didn't come through, and the last of his works became a little bit of, there's a bias thing going on because it's not completely his own words anymore. It was translated by his sister, I think. But nonetheless, the work is interesting. It's an idea to pick up, and that's what knowledge is. It doesn't have to go through with one person only. And that's why I advocate, you guys, I might say something here. Now, if it speaks to you, get your ideas from something else too. Make sure that you have the clear picture of it for you. Thank you if you trust what I say. Thank you for appreciating and listening to the ideas I spit out, because these are all brainstorming as well. Same as you guys that stays with me, I just love learning. I don't really I try to be unapologetic for the stupid questions I might raise because I really want to understand. By understanding, you have to ask questions, and sometimes it could be a stupid question. But if you're so full of yourself that you can't even give yourself a chance to ask a stupid question, then that's probably your problem. That's why you're not learning. You're so full of yourself. Ayan. And Adam says, life becomes a routine for most people. And don't get me wrong, I love routine. I love routine. I love knowing that I have to wake up in the morning, do this and do that and do that. So that's the meaning and purpose of life. You have a routine. It can be that. It might not be for you, Adam, but for some people, that's the meaning and purpose in life. But that's the beauty of life. You can have it for you. You can have the whole meaning of it for you. Just don't cut yourself short. If some people say you're stupid, then prove them wrong. That's pretty much it. Self-acceptance. Third. Ayan. Who had 2 gains? Ayan. Let me know who have 2 gains. And if you want to not say anything, it's all good as well. Hello, admin from KG. Ayun. Number 3. Do you have 1 and 2? Now let's go on to 3. Self-acceptance. Ooh. This one. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would say like, yes, I accepted myself for who I am. And then they go and face the mirror. They have so much complaints. And they would start picking and pointing, other people's superficial, not good about other people. Do you really think that person accepts himself? If he constantly, rather than focusing on themselves, they focus on other people's features. but they themselves, they don't have it. How many people in the world have you encountered told you you're ugly, you're fat, you're not this, you're not that, and they themselves look like that? How many? So self-acceptance is really something that I think a lot of people can know the superficial. But if you listen to the elders, there's really, really deeper meaning in life. And it's not for everyone. It's not really is. But it's something I want to achieve. Because I value life so much. That's why in this lifetime, I want to be mortal. And I want to express myself in the fullest way possible. Explore the beauty of life the way I want it, because I only have one. So experiencing different aspects of oneself. And this is where the conversation of changing of who you are comes to play. Self-acceptance, one's body, personality, thoughts, feelings in a positive, tolerant, receptive, or non-judgmental way. Experiencing positive self-worth. This word, guys, this word has been so bastardized so much. Self-worth. I know my self-worth. And guys, I'm a high-value man. I am self-worth. It's like, Jesus. And then you ask them, okay, what's your skills? It's like a, interview. Okay, tell me exactly what's your self-worth. They can't even express it. Standards, man. Standards. All my exes called me bad names. I can't count that. Do you think you're bad, Pita? Because if you don't think you're bad, then you are not bad. Maybe before, but not now. And this is what self-acceptance is. And for me, I can speak only for myself. I'm still going through phases, There's no really perfection until one can really reach it. And that's not for anybody's opinion. It's just for you, for me, for you, individual. That's for you yourself to find out. Eto, where we at. So just like that, experiencing different aspects of oneself. If you are so adamant to change, you're not exploring. How many times in our lifetime that we think, oh, I cannot go there because that's not for me. Just like live streaming, I never really thought that I would love it because it's like, oh, so many people. It's like, I don't know. I thought I'm not a person people, because I know I cannot tolerate people that much. I know that. It's very hard to filter my mouth sometimes. And I don't want to hurt people by accident. But if I didn't try to, accept the fact that I do want to try it, like let me just try it, you have to basically merge what you think that you're accepting for yourself in a non-judgmental way, that you're okay with it. Even if the society thinks, like with me, like I'm always gonna be an outcast. If I go to Philippines, outcast. If I go to Japan, outcast. Like I would always have that question mark on their faces sometime, most of the time, because they can't understand where I come from. My accent. Some people ask where my accent comes. I don't know. How can I tell you that? I can always have a complex within myself, because I have no sense of belonging, because no one wants to make feel I'm their part of them as well. Like Philippines or Japan, there's always a question mark because I'm half. But guess what? I know who I am. If you don't like me, then I don't like you. I know my self-worth, and I apply that. I don't complain about it. I excel on it. So if I'm an outcast, then good. Then maybe an other outcast would like me. But the same as earlier, when people doesn't like you, who says that? Hold on, guys. Who is it? Hold on. Like something about certain people, right? That doesn't like you. Or something like that. It's like I don't need people to like me, but I love to prove them wrong. I've done it multiple times. They would box me in this particular box because of how I choose to look, how I choose to talk, how I choose the character I would show in a particular moment in time. I'm accountable with that, but it doesn't mean that I have nothing to say if they would box me then. But then there are people that I will still, give benefit of the doubt. I'll still interact. And before you know it, they completely change their mind about me. I love that thrill. Because you basically opening people's eyes that it shouldn't be that way. And being half, that is a privilege I think that I do have. Because I don't see people as just that. I like to layer them down. I like to see more, especially if I know there's more. Give me more. My happiness never needed others' approval. Ayun, good for you, Adam. Not everyone can have that same mentality. And I'm worth a basket of carrots and silver beet. Oh my gulay. Oh, diba? So you're easy. So if I go there in your farm with basket of carrots and silver beet, you're gonna open the farm for me. And I found the greatest treasures in simple things. Yes. And I don't worry about what others think of me. Yeah. And with that being said as well, there are people who would worry. And that comes from, like I bet if like your wife thinks of you badly, you would worry about that. So there are certain levels as well, guys. Not because I said I don't care about what people think of me. It doesn't mean that, like people that I care about, like deeply, deeply, But don't confuse that with pleasing people. Because that's where the confusion I feel like with relationships are. It's like there is this pleasing someone to the point you're not happy doing it, but you're doing it so that the other person is pleased and you're just playing it safe. But you want to give, or you want to be validated, or you want to be seen by the person that you care, love, family, friends. And if think of you bad, it's also okay to feel bad about that, to worry about it. Because that just means that you care as well. You want to make that the understanding. There must be misunderstanding with that. It's not all the time that people will be always in the same page. And that's where the skill of communicating, maintaining, and I'm pretty sure you've reached that part, Adam. That's why you're good. You've had that with your wife and your community. And the only thing that you're doing right now is maintaining it that way. So you're good. But you cannot tell that for a lot of people. A lot of people is going to have a hard time reaching what you have reached. And it would be nice if you can tell them more of how you did it. The process, if you can detail it. The process you have to go through. The things you have to give up, the sacrifices you've done to reach that. The things you have to accept within yourself. Those are the things that I would assume a lot of people would want to hear from you, Adam. And oh, hell no! You pot, Filipina. Oh, is that how's the accent? My accent's so wrong, bad. And my farm would be a desert. Oh my gulay, you really think of me that way? My gulay pita, you don't know me yet. You can't please everyone. I only want to please who I want to please, and I'm pretty sure they'll be pleased. Pisti talaga. Ayan, why would my wife think badly of me? No, I'm just saying that. Sorry. If I'm triggering you, Adam, that's not my intention, okay? It's just how do you call that? Like, for example, it doesn't have to be for you, Adam. It's just a general talk. Like if for whatever reason, but I don't think you're in that. That's why I said in the end, you probably be already in the phase where you and your wife has that certain security. So you don't have to worry anything of that. But not everyone is in that phase, So it would be really nice. And this is why I always say, if you reach the part where Adam, I think I've reached it, security. It's just all about maintaining that happiness. We accepted each other for who we are exactly. That's security. Oh my God, I have so much things to say about this, but we'll see. Maybe one day, Adam, you should pitch on this because you'll probably relate as well and you could say more onto this. And admin, just asking, not upset. It's just a hypothetical. Is that a question? Hypothetical. For example, it should be your wife. Like, for example, who is your friend? Your best friend. Your best friend, for whatever reason, probably not feeling the day or wake up in the other side of the bed for some misunderstanding and think something. Of course, you're gonna worry. So you're gonna ask those things. So to say that we don't worry about what people think of us, I think it depends on the situation. It depends who is it coming from. But there are certain people as well, like yourself, if it's with you and your wife, there's a certain security already in place that you don't have to worry. And that is beautiful in itself, But you will never reach that if you never put yourself into the situations and getting out of your comfort zone and really exploring your options out there as well. We accept you, ICEE, even if you have a weirdly tiny... How do you know my feet is weird? Did I even show my feet? But thank you. I do appreciate that for real, pizza. I really do. Like, especially the ones that keeps coming in here in ICEE. I do see you guys. Like, if I know your name, if I constantly say your name while I'm talking, that means I know you guys, Like, it's not something like if someone out of a sudden, if I go to other streams and tell me, oh, Peter was this, or Peter of Barbaria. Oh, yes, I know that, rather than who that, So, Yes, because I'm very dumb at names sometimes. So don't like find it too personal if I don't pick up on names, as fast as I can, because I do forget names super fast. Face, stories, if you interact with me, that's how much I remember people. But if it's just passing by, it's very hard for me to remember. But anyways, guys, we're going to our another YouTube show. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna have something that I'll show you guys. Something that you probably should try if you or ever come to Japan for those food, because we're gonna eat them. Ayan, while I talk and let you guys talk and have your reality check, because we still have three more to talk about, and hopefully the three things: meaning and purpose, life satisfaction, self-acceptance. I hope those realities are checked on your boxes, guys. And if not, don't beat yourself. Just try it 1% better every day, because I'll be right back and we're gonna talk about connection, autonomy, and happiness on the another YouTube show. What's up, everybody? And that's an open panel. I'll see you again. Don't go anywhere. This, I'm pretty sure, will redirect you to that live stream. So I'll be right there. Bear with me, and I'll see you again very, very soon. But thank you for bearing with me on this live stream. I know it's nothing grand. It's just conversations and a reality check, because for everyone, thank you. Happy 5th anniversary for all of us. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, guys? Mwah! Get ready your snacks and everything. Whatever. Go make up. I don't care. But make sure you're decent and don't piss me off. Okay, guys? Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao, guys. Mwah! Bye. See you later.